Yeah, I'm back on the yerba mate.
Oh, yeah. You're back on the kick?
Yeah, back on the kick.
Man, I'm back on the bad shit, bro.
Yeah, I know you are.
I got a whole gallon. I was salty as fuck yesterday. I was like, you know what? Fuck it. I don't care. I'm drinking a gallon of tea.
Dude, you can't stress out and then start drinking tea.
Yo,
Man.
I bring shit straight like a crackhead. Dave was like, you want a small bottle, a half gallon? Like, fuck it, give me a gallon.
Give me a whole gallon. You're gonna be on like the they're gonna be interviewing you in the future. And you'll be like, yeah, man, I remember the day I went back, man. I told Dave, give me a whole gallon. I sat in my room, took it to the face, like, just kill me. It didn't work.
The minute I found out about the fucking basement was gonna cost $15,000, I was like, fuck it. Give me some tea.
Diabetes don't sound so bad now.
I'm gonna lose my foot. Hipsters. Today we're going to be just talking with three people, just Antoine, Zach, and Jeremy. We're going to be talking about failed assassination attempts.
Wouldn't it just be assassination attempts?
No. Well, yeah.
I mean, you're right. You're right.
Semantics.
It is just assassination attempts.
I mean, but if it's a double negative, then we're talking about real assassinations, man. We could just start off with JFK. I seen the video yesterday. I forgot what I was watching, but they actually showed him get shot in the face. And it was on Netflix. Fuck was it? Oh, The Neighbor Next Door about the Nazi in Cleveland.
Oh, yeah, The Monster Next Door. Right.
And that continues our hot streak with Netflix. It's about like 12 shows straight. We mentioned Netflix.
Is it? Have we mentioned Netflix in every 12 shows directly on?
I'm pretty sure.
In a row?
Pretty sure. It's been going on for a long time now.
Netflix, pick us up. Midnight Gospel us, please.
That'd be great.
I would love you.
I won't lie, I'm curious what the cartoon me would look like.
I don't even care what the cartoon me would look like. I'm just like, make me a dog for all I give a fuck. Like, just give me some money, all right?
I'll take like a Piccolo looking character.
A Piccolo looking? So you're going to be a Namekian?
Yeah.
I think there's some licensing there.
Well, I mean, that's why I said looking.
But no, that'd be funny. Everyone just like Care Bear eyes, and it's just like, yeah, so we're going to talk about Waco today.
That is kind of a funny image. It's like
Care Bears talking about Waco.
Or anything that we speak of.
Sunshine Bear, did you think the ATF was right in their decision to just siege the house?
Anyways, failed assassination attempts. While doing my research for this, I realized most assassination attempts aren't documented.
I did find they document them very like generally. It's hard to find like some in-depth detail from what I was doing. And a lot of the same things are brought up over and over.
What, you mean like same people?
Yeah, same people are like the same attempts. Or there's some people with just so many attempts on their lives that every article you read about is like
something new.
Yeah, something different.
Looking at you, Castro.
Well, what is it, 367 for Castro?
683.
Yeah, I thought he was like in the high fives, but
683 is the one I seen. Because I seen that number and I was like, because it said like assailant and then it said like 683 different times he was like somebody tried to take his life. And I was like,
this wasn't one of my picks, but I think my favorite Castro assassination attempt was with the exploding cigar.
See, that one was good, right? And then I read about one where
like it's so weird. Like he got away with so much just dumb luck.
They put in a skin eating like
amoeba or
bacteria inside of a wetsuit that he was about to wear, and it still didn't kill.
And just decided, I'm not gonna wear that one today.
Yo, my man fucking Fidel just had like savant level fucking intuition. He was like, I'm not smoking nut.
Like for the cigar, the only reason he lived was because he smoked like half of it, and before it would detonate, he set it down and went to go take a piss.
Yeah, no.
And then
that was his savant level intuition. I'm telling you, like,
he was like,
he knew it was there. Like,
you dumb bitches thought you had me.
Like, I can almost imagine like a series just based on Fidel's life, and every time there's assassination attempt, he just kind of looks at the camera like The Office, just deadpan straight at it and whatever explosions off in the background.
I'm gonna need you to stop talking right now because that's a great fucking series right there. Like, we have 600 something episodes we can fucking make, and like you can make the CIA in it cartoonishly evil, and like no, that's
I like most of the sites that I was reading about
trademark, not your average.
Yeah. real shit. I can't get over this right here. That's a great TV show idea.
What if you could either give the rest of the idea over, or we can just continue on with the show?
I'm gonna do a little bit of both. Just throwing in. There's no music whatsoever. It's just deadpan silence the whole time.
Oh yeah, no, straight Office style.
Yes.
Fucking get Michael Scott to play the motherfucking Fidel Castro for all I give a fuck.
I can see Steve Carell being Castro.
Most of the sites I see do just strictly blame the CIA for trying to kill Fidel Castro.
Oh yeah, that was no secret.
But it was always in like parentheses, various, and then like CIA.
For the website I was on, it was like various, but more often than not, the CIA.
I mean, I will admit there was maybe some rebels that did not like, a communist Cuba, but mostly CIA.
There was also Ronald Reagan, who was almost assassinated by John Hinckley Jr.
For the actress, right?
Yeah, for Jodie Foster.
Right.
That was like 12 years old.
Yeah.
Pretty sure, yeah. He was a pedo then.
Yeah.
Fucking weirdo. That's why he failed at his assassination.
Wait, no. Who's the one who actually got shot and like shot them back? Or something like that.
Shot them back? I don't know, but I know there was an attempt on Teddy Roosevelt's life during mid-speech.
And he finished the speech.
Yes.
That's what I'm talking about.
He survived because the spot where he was shot at, he had like a thick fucking book under his coat and just continued the full fucking speech.
That's some badass shit right there. Like,
look,
I take a bullet and I'm fucking gonna keep going my speech.
We could easily just do an entire episode on Teddy Roosevelt because he was kind of an animal.
I mean, he fucked his cousin or married her. Some animalistic shit.
Okay, wow. We just kind of throw more incest into every conversation we got, huh, Antoine?
I mean, that's what Teddy Roosevelt did, man. You can't just glorify him for the incest.
I'm not glorifying him for the incest.
Well, I mean, you can't glorify him. 2020, man. You get canceled for shit like that. If Teddy Roosevelt had a Twitter, somebody would post on there like, cancel this man. He married his cousin. Then he'd be canceled.
Do you guys know who the first sitting U.S. president was to be almost assassinated?
Jefferson.
No.
I couldn't tell you.
I don't think Jefferson was ever almost assassinated
Almost assassinated. Was this before the assassinated president?
Yes.
You mean Lincoln?
Yeah. Just trying to gauge here where I have to guess at.
President 16? I don't know all the names. I'm going to start guessing numbers.
Did you say Jefferson?
Yeah. I picked number 2.
Oh, this boy is our 7th U.S. president.
Hamilton?
Hamilton was not a president. Yeah. Enemy of the Native Americans, Andrew Jackson.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, Jackson.
That makes sense. Was that during his duel?
Yes, I believe. It actually wasn't during his duel. So Richard Lawrence was who he was in the duel with?
I don't know. But I know that in the duel, it was the standard, backs facing each other, walks like 10 paces, turn around and shoot. He let his opponent shoot him in the arm and then took his sweet ass time to aim to kill his opponent.
Oh, this guy just ran up and tried to attack him then. Because what happened
and
here...
this is when he beat the shit out of him, isn't it?
Yes. So what happened here is my man, Richard Lawrence, who was mentally unstable, he was suffering delusions that he was King Richard III and was owed money by the U.S. government. And he was trying to collect from old Andy Jackson, right? And Andy Jackson wasn't having it. And then fucking Richard Lawrence fired 2 weapons at Andrew Jackson.
Hitting him, if I remember.
Both misfired.
Oh, okay, so he got lucky.
And then Andrew Jackson beat the shit out of him with his cane.
If I remember reading correctly, they had to pull Andrew Jackson off of him to make sure he didn't actually die.
No, that Richard Lawrence almost died from the beating sustained by Andrew Jackson.
Andrew Jackson was a vengeful person.
Oh, yeah, no. Real life Andrew Jackson, he was a bad person.
Monster.
Bad person.
That's why people were trying to assassinate him.
You also want to know what's funny about Andrew Jackson?
The person that tried to assassinate him was crazy. He thought he was King Richard III and was owed money by the U.S. government. Andrew Jackson's ass was about to pay up.
I mean, not a Jesus complex, but a Jesus complex.
That's almost a Jesus complex, yeah.
Mm-hmm. It just...
It's a king complex.
Of the time, Jesus complex.
I was trying to find my research, but my phone has died. So I apologize to the fans one more time. But I'm pretty sure if I just bring up some facts, Zach will be able to fill in the blanks for you guys.
Sorry.
Not sorry. There was someone I was reading about earlier that they tried to blow up with a chocolate bar.
Chocolate bar.
It was a U.S. president. I know that they built a bomb.
Winston Churchill.
They built a bomb and then they lightly covered it in chocolate. I thought it said a president where I was reading it.
Prime Minister.
Okay.
Same difference, really.
Same difference.
and they lightly covered it in chocolate and wrapped it with
It was the Nazis. They were like, we're gonna kill this fat fuck Churchill with some chocolate.
I would have loved to listen to that meeting planning how they're gonna kill him.
They failed though.
I mean, obviously.
And I think it was just because he didn't open the chocolate. Like, he didn't even go for that chocolate to eat it. But they, like, stacked it in his office.
Did it ever go off?
No. I think it had something to do with him opening and eating it. They didn't really give too much detail on how the bomb worked. They just said they tried to do it.
They probably just disposed of it once they realized, hey, it's a bomb.
There was enough explosives within the chocolate to kill anyone within several meters.
Oh, fuck.
God damn.
The plot was actually foiled by British spies who discovered the chocolate was being made and tipped off one of MI5's most senior intelligence officers, Lord Victor Rothschild. Of course, a Rothschild. Before the wartime prime minister.
That's the only way he got tipped off. He was a Rothschild, man. He was plugged in.
I mean, British spies, dude. There's a reason why they're a stereotype.
And then pretty much Winston Churchill wrote a letter to Adolf Hitler dissing him from a secret underground bunker.
My dude wrote him a diss rap. He was like, you want the beef? You ain't ready for Churchill.
We should just start writing more historical raps like Hamilton, right? And then we can do Fidel Castro versus not Fidel Castro, Churchill versus Adolf Hitler.
There's kind of already
there's epic rap battles of history, but I want it to be a story, right? I just want it to be like
actual events instead of just
World War II
A versus B.
World War II rapping founding fathers, essentially.
What was it? They had
Allies and Axis rapping,
but they had Roosevelt versus Churchill. That one was pretty good.
No, yeah, that one was pretty good. I do love the epic rap battles of history.
That is one of your favorite things.
I
haven't checked. Do they have anything new lately? Last one I remember was Jacques Cousteau versus Steve Irwin, which was also really good.
I think that they haven't come out with anything this year yet.
Due to COVID, probably.
I don't know why though. Did you guys know about the assassination attempt on Donald Trump?
The kid?
Yeah, it was a British kid.
I'd seen the kid. I didn't read about it.
I didn't hear about this.
Yeah, he was a Briton, and they fucking extradited him back to England. They're like, get the fuck out of here, buddy.
You tried to shoot him, right?
Yeah.
Out of all people.
Tried to shoot him at a rally.
Try to shoot him at a Trump rally. Right. My question is, why did the British dude be the one to try to kill him?
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Why of all?
He thought it was going to be like the start of like Great Britain taking back over America. If he ended the presidency, the assassination, then we would all start like going back
we need our
to the motherland.
Please tell me he at least screamed tea time before he shot him.
No, he did not.
No taxation.
For some reason, my dude only got a 1-year sentence, though.
I mean, I'm pretty sure
like it was Trump, bro.
Yeah.
We understand. Yeah. Look up U.S. Secretary Stewart and Lewis Powell. Lewis Powell tried to kill him. I don't remember who he was trying to kill. I know it was a U.S. Secretary of State. It was like 1865 or something like that.
William Henry Seward?
Seward. Mm-hmm. Yeah, this dude, Lewis Powell, I remember this story because it was the most entertaining. He was supposed to go to his house and put poison in the Secretary of State's ear, right? Mm-hmm. So he goes in the house, he has the poison, he's going up the steps, the Secretary's son is coming down the steps, and he's like, I'll take that to my dad. He's sleeping right now. So Lewis Powell freaks out, right? He's like, what the fuck? This isn't how the plan's supposed to go. In the freak out, he pulls his gun, tries to shoot the son, the gun jams. So then he continues to beat the son with the fucking
jammed gun.
With the jammed gun, right? And then he's like, I'm still carrying out the plan. So after he pummels the son on the steps, he continues his way to the room. He gets in the room, he's gave up on the poison now, because he's already like, adrenaline's probably pumping, you know what I'm saying? So he takes his dagger out and he starts stabbing the Secretary of State. Stabbing him. Once he thinks he's did enough, he goes back out, runs into the other son, which is like part of the military, and like they describe him as like a message deliverer. I don't know what that, I guess like
the courier, essentially.
Yeah, something like that. Starts stabbing him and stuff, then runs away. Unsuccessfully killed anybody. Didn't kill anybody in the house. And they just arrested him the next day and he got taken down. But like, I just thought it was funny how like he had this simple plan that he was supposed to walk in, just drop the poison in his ear, CIA level assassination, and then end up just losing his shit and like beating everybody up in the house basically. And like just being completely identifiable and just leaving and going back to his normal life. Like he wasn't gonna get caught.
That is fucking wild. Hey, you know what I'm saying? Like,
all right, Lewis, we know what you did. Like, oh fuck.
I I got actually a poison related one too. So the one I'm bringing up is about Mithridates, who was the king of Pontus back in like 120 BC. Mm-hmm. So his father was actually the original one assassinated by his mother, so Mithridates V's wife, by poisoning. Now, Mithridates VI and his brother were too young at time to take power, so she basically became queen regent and was mostly in charge. Fearing that he would also be poisoned so that way she could retain her queenship, he basically fled the city, lived in the wilderness for about 7 to 8 years. Now, during that time, his plan to combat poisoning was to eat sub-lethal doses of poison from plants, animals, whatever minerals, and the idea
he was trying to
give himself an immunity over time.
I am immune to all poison.
You will never be able to poison me.
It actually worked.
Did it really?
Yeah.
Okay. All right, I'm gonna start eating hella poison.
Well, you're gonna die.
Sub-lethal doses.
You're gonna die, bro.
But again, after he also gained enough followership from people to back him up, he couped his mother, became king of Pontus, and continued in the aspect of eating various poisonous objects, still working, giving him immunity, to the point where he actually had like professional doctors and
this is where they came up with vaccines.
Not entirely wrong, but to even get more exotic poisons for him to constantly eat. He was constantly monitored around the clock to make sure he wouldn't just keel over, which he didn't. He became a real hoot at parties, just drinking bottles of snake venom just to wow everybody. In addition, he was also competent enough to be an issue with Rome. He would have them cause their own civil wars and then march a little bit through to take land. But then after that, Rome kind of got their shit together after 2 decades of civil wars, started pushing them back. Near the end, he was defeated by General Pompey, which when Mithridates went back, he had tried killing himself with poison, but because he had such an immunity, he then fell back to his bodyguard saying, "You need to stab me." So in the end, Mithridates died as he lived, not by poison.
Word. I need to take a play for Mithridates playbook, start making myself immune to all poisons before I start my cult, because once the cult's up and running, like, the assassination attempts, they're gonna be coming.
There was also a lot of poisoning attempts on him too. Mm-hmm. Like, that's the thing is, it worked. One of those crazy ass ideas that just was a great Hail Mary.
Way better than eating the mercury.
Way better than eating Shi Wang Di.
Yes.
Could have taken a lesson.
I give him that.
Did you guys know that World War II was almost ended prematurely by Colonel Klaus von Stauffenberg?
Was this the Valkyrie?
What?
Was this the Valkyrie attempt?
As part of Operation Valkyrie, yep. It was Adolf Hitler they were trying to assassinate. The Führer of Germany. And
why'd you say that French?
I don't know. I don't have a German accent inside of me. And the reason for the attempt was because it was fucking Hitler. And the way they tried to assassinate this dude was they packed a briefcase with explosives that they placed next to him during a meeting. And why it failed was because the bag was moved and 3 other men at the meeting were killed in the blast instead of Hitler.
Not to mention the hardwood table also took a lot of the brunt of the explosion.
Hitler was like, "You move that bag."
That's not my fucking bag. 9.
Honestly, it wasn't even that.
My dude was like,
also, had it succeeded, I mean, it did succeed in killing some people, but it would have been the first ever recorded suicide attempt by bombing.
Suicide attempt?
Well,
assassination.
Assassination attempt, but the guy did die in the process.
They did assassinate somebody.
Just not the right guy.
So,
nope.
I mean,
it wasn't the first assassination attempt by bombing.
Oh, what was it then?
Had to be Winston Churchill if you thought, well, as far as we know, it's Winston Churchill, because the chocolate bars happened in 1943, and
that was what, 44?
Mm-hmm.
Oh, okay.
They were so innovative in 43, man.
Again, I would have loved just to hear this conversation. How are we going to kill Churchill?
They had like a specific chocolate bar too that they did it with.
Well, I mean, like,
but it wasn't like a Mally's bar. None.
If it was able to kill somebody from like 7 meters away, how fucking big was this chocolate bar?
They had like the one.
Do you think the sweets will help us?
The only 1 pounder chocolate
Technically,
bar
they did own Sweden by that point.
They tried to blow up Winston with Swedish chocolate.
They had the Toblerone there.
Yeah. Fucking the giant Toblerone.
The Toblerone would be the easiest one to put a bomb in.
I mean, you're not wrong. You're not wrong. See, this is why we couldn't do a top 10 because
I'm trying to think of some others.
Yeah.
The research is hard on this one.
I got a few more.
Okay. All right.
Next one that I got up is actually about the gunpowder plot of 1605.
Were they actually trying to assassinate somebody there?
All of Parliament.
Word. So I knew they were trying to blow up Parliament. I didn't realize that they were trying to blow it up during Parliament.
Mm-hmm. So
remember the 5th of November.
Yes. Also known as Guy Fawkes Night, Guy Fawkes Day, Bonfire Night, or Fireworks Night.
Bonfire Night.
With their gunpowder, treason, and plot, I know no reason why the 5th of November should ever be forgot.
So
that's Jeremy's audition
plot
for the next commercial that anybody wants him in.
That's my audition for the remake of Beaver Vendetta.
Which, only because you brought it up, the movie was supposed to take place in 2020, and it's based after a plague that killed most Americans, and Britain falls into
fascism.
Yeah. Which is very early, a little spot on, unfortunately, but whatever. Moving on.
It is pretty spot on because they got like Boris Johnson and shit. He's doesn't kind of look like the guy that was in the fucking Beaver Vendetta.
I mean, when was that movie out? 2008, 9?
Earlier than that.
See? Anyways, though.
2005.
Still a good movie.
Great movie. Let's just talk about Beaver Vendetta for like 2 seconds.
Dude.
Like, my man V went on like a 5-minute speech using nothing but words that start with V. All right?
I believe that's called an equili, or I don't know. I learned the term in English class, now it's gone. But anyways, Bonfire Night. So, in 1605, most of Parliament was Protestant, and as a result, there was a lot of persecution, mostly towards Catholics. So, a lot of noble Catholics ended up trying to, blow up Parliament. The idea was to rent out a room in Westminster under the name...
Wait, Guy Fawkes was a noble?
A higher aristocrat. Again.
I always thought Guy Fawkes was like... I've never looked too much into the actual story of the gunpowder plot. I've only really watched V for Vendetta, but like, I always assumed it was a common man who was like capitalism, not even fuck capitalism, fuck the powers that be type shit.
Kind of, sort of, no.
Okay.
So, granted, it was him and I believe like 5 to 8 other conspirators as well. Mm-hmm. Now, they had obtained 35 full barrels of gunpowder and they had placed it underneath Parliament or Parliament building. Most people can know what that is by the rest of what Big Ben is attached to.
Right.
Now, like I said, they were going to rent a room in a hotel next to Westminster or like really close to there, and they did it under the name John Johnson. Probably not the best alias, because...
That's a horrible alias, yeah.
Yes. Has job at place, does very good at it.
John Johnson.
Yes. Though some of the conspirators had friends that were in Parliament. So the reason why, one of the reasons why this thing failed was he basically sent him a letter saying, hey, don't come to Parliament today. And as a result, was brought immediately to the head chamberlain of Parliament, which resulted in an immediate sweep of all of Parliament, which basically caught literally a man holding a torch next to 35 barrels of gunpowder and some firewood.
So, as a lesson to all of you out there who may or may not be planning to blow up any kind of government building,
don't talk about it.
If you have a friend in that government building,
say goodbye.
He's got to be done.
Don't say goodbye. That's the thing.
Yeah. Literally, don't say goodbye. Like, don't say goodbye. Don't come to work.
Say goodbye in your head.
Stuff. Right. You can't. He pretty much pulled the school shooter. Like, he picked out the one guy he liked and was like, hey, don't come to school tomorrow.
It's exactly that.
Yeah.
That dude will always snitch on you, too.
Yeah. 100%. Every fucking time.
Just know that, man. If you ever want to blow up a mass amount of people and your friend is going to be there, don't tell your friend.
Now, in addition, they were originally doing that so Catholics could get some more freedom, but it actually backfired.
As well it probably always would.
In the way of religion.
This resulted in most Catholics in England having even less rights and only being able to gain them back till 1859.
Wow.
So they went from being second-class citizens with some grudges to being some third-class citizens with some grudges and a lot of failures.
So not only was it a failed assassination attempt, it was also a failed civil rights exercise.
Yeah. Big time.
Word. It'd be like if after all the Black Lives Matter riots, we started to make all like BLM type people fucking wear like little markers and shit, like
that, and then make them do it for 200 extra years straight till they say, oh, maybe this is not right.
Yeah, that's not cool, man.
No. All right, I got one more. If you guys got any more, we'll go for my last one and my favorite one.
Is it Rasputin?
No, it's not.
Oh, I thought you had some stuff about Rasputin.
A little bit, but that was more of from the research I did for the religious leaders.
Oh, word.
So
nobody talked about Rasputin during the religious leaders either.
weird. So this is the Feast of Saint Vitus. So this is during 1310, and it's actually the Venice Republic. So at this point in time, Venice was not just the island city. It actually kind of stretched most of the coast of Anatolia, which is basically the everything right of Greece.
Uh-huh.
Now, at the time, their political head leader, which is called the Doge, which was Doge Petrogradniga. Again, I'm bad at Italian. Forgive me.
Hey, all I gotta say is that's one of the coolest leader names is the Doge.
Yes, he was the 49th Doge. He was not very favorable. One, he was literally having a war with the papacy, so basically with the Pope, over a city, and as a result, got literally all Venetians banned from trading with any Christians. So
they used to do shit weird back in the day, man.
well, again, no one acknowledges it.
Imagine if you're mayor, right? Like, imagine if Frank Jackson got into an argument with, like, fucking the Pope, and then, like, suddenly no Clevelander could fucking buy anything from a Christian person. I'd be so fucking salty.
It's vice versa. No one could buy anything from a Clevelander.
Oh, man. Okay.
It's even worse at that point.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, Frank Jackson doesn't fuck with us. Let's just say that. He called us the butthole of the world. Not even of the United States, of the whole world.
Yeah.
Wherever the shit comes out.
Yeah. I'd like to announce my candidacy for Cleveland mayor. I will represent our city a whole lot better. I would never call it a butthole.
And back to the Venetians.
Back to the Venetians. So
Venetians sound like an alien. I just want to say that. Like,
fair enough.
but go ahead.
And they're ran by the Doja.
Maybe Venetians are just aliens.
Why is there not a rapper called the Doja yet?
Don't know.
Pretty dope.
But besides having a literal turf war with the Pope, he was also turning the Venetian Republic into an oligarchy, to where you were only allowed to do anything if you had a lot of money.
Word. America.
Yep. America before America. So there was a coup attempt by, and I'm going to probably butcher this name as well, Bahamante Tiepolo.
Word.
Who was
I half
a
expected
Venetian
it to
aristocrat.
be the Count of Monte Cristo. He's from Venice, right?
Venice.
Yeah.
Anyways, so their idea was to go through the streets and try to rile people up to go and meet up at the palace where the
So this was assassination by mob.
Yes.
Is what they were trying to do. Word.
Fully control or take control of the Venetian Republic government itself.
Word.
Now, so many things went against them. One, they were doing it at like fucking 6 a.m. in the morning. So most people that were listening to them weren't having any of it and were throwing things at them. Second, it was during a like spring thunderstorm. So anybody yelling in the street was muted out by the sound of thunder just early in the morning. Now, they ended up going up literally the wrong street to the point where there was a lot of workers and painters who were loyal to the Doge to the point where they were actually fighting them and putting them back. And probably the part that made the entire coup attempt go down.
Damn bootlickers.
There was a old woman, and I believe her name was Lucia Rossi. She took a brick mortar, threw it, killed the stand bearer, the guy holding the flag as they marched up the street, instantly with it, and as a result, made the cooing mob go back. Now,
Imagine that's your grandma, right? Like, grandma just threw a brick out a window and then turned the mob around. Like,
it gets better. The bridge they were going to use to retreat had burnt down because it was struck by lightning. So they were literally cornered, had to surrender to themselves, and were exiled through the city. Now, Bahamante Tiepolo, he was kicked out of the city. His house was destroyed and burnt down, and they actually erected a pillar that said, "This is a house of a traitor." And it stood there for quite a few years. Matter of fact, I think it's actually in a museum somewhere of just saying, this guy sucks.
Wow.
And there's no record of him dying. There's just record of when he was last known, which was 1829. No, not 1829. Super wrong. 1329. He did not live for 500 fucking years.
Right.
Let me correct myself. Now, for Lucia Rossi, and as a reward for basically turning back a coup, she was awarded the ability to fly her native flag. So I believe she was allowed to fly the Sicilian flag over her house whenever she wanted without any issue. And as long as the Venetian Republic stood, they could not raise the rent on her house. And this is a republic that stood for 500 extra years.
But was that generationally passed down? Like,
Yes.
the rent never gets rose on this house with the Sicilian flag.
Yes.
Word.
Dirt poor rent for 500 years.
So that'd be like paying a nickel for rent now.
Yeah.
With inflation at this point.
All because your grandma was really good with throwing a brick.
Because she'd do a real good brick.
Not to mention, there's actually, I don't know if it's like a bridge or whatever, but there's a 3-dimensional carved portrait of her throwing the brick on a building somewhere in Venice.
I gotta go to Venice, man.
I mean,
I've always wanted to go to Venice too, just to see it, but that's irrelevant. I've got 2 more actually.
My dreams are not irrelevant, man.
I've got Patrice Lumumba, Prime Minister of the Democratic Republic of the Congo. This was in the mid-1960s. The would-be assassin would be, of course, the CIA. The reason for the attempt was Lumumba's perceived allegiance to the USSR and U.S. paranoia about the Soviets getting a foothold in Africa. So pretty much, they were a democratic republic, so they're already pretty much on America's side. They're doing what America wants. They were like just paranoid that the USSR was like influencing them. So the CIA sent poison toothpaste, which would be placed in Lumumba's bathroom. The CIA station chief in Leopoldville, Congo's capital, refused to plant the tube of toothpaste and ended up throwing it out into the Congo River. Lumumba was eventually killed on January 17th, 1961, but that's another story.
Poor turtle.
Is that the one that says I hate he's a traitor?
no, this is a statue or a carving of the old woman who threw the brick.
Oh, word. The old woman who threw the brick is probably the biggest hero of like this whole podcast today. Like, man, if my grandma threw a brick and stopped a coup, I'd never stop talking. Like, hey man, you don't got as badass a grandma as I got, all right? She stopped this shit. She said, nah.
Again, insta kill headshot too.
She whipped it.
I did have another one. I can't remember any names though.
Okay, let's
Well, what's the premise? Maybe we can fill it in.
let's play Mad Lib failed assassination attempts here.
It happened in the Ukraine.
Was it USSR, Ukraine, or
Sort of recently.
okay? So maybe not.
It's on video. There is a dude color video too.
Okay.
That's how I know it's sort of recent. Not too grainy.
Not
pretty
too grainy.
Good, pretty good. Like 480. But
My dude said some 480. It was filmed in 35 millimeter.
they said that it was probably set up by the guy, but nobody knows for sure. It was to get him like more of a political hold.
So he like tried faking his own assassination.
Yeah, so he's giving a speech. Guy walks up onto the stage, pulls a pistol out, points it right at his head, tries to shoot it. It jams. So he hits him with the gun. And then all the people come up and tackle him and all that. But then the funny part is they get the gun and they see what's in the gun and it's loaded with all blanks.
I'm just gonna say it. This is a political equivalent of accidentally releasing a sex tape.
It's the Ukraine's sex tape. They tried to kill me during my speech. This is why I should lead the country.
We have this really good angle of it happening too.
It is like a perfect angle.
With the only camera in the country at the time.
And I just think it's like, how are you going to let them find out that
how
it was...
did that get on Facebook in 1080?
Yeah, right.
Like, once people find out it was loaded with, like, you let them find out it was loaded with blanks, like, what the hell was the point?
Right.
Funny thing about
And, like, what would have happened if a gun would have went off? Like, he still was going to be, like... So you got shot right in the face, nothing really hit. You just got a Terminator face. It would have made like a little cut or something, but it wouldn't have killed him.
He did the Neo.
Actually, you can die from blank. If it's like right up against your temple, there's still force there that can still kill you. If it's like point blank, like right up against your skin.
Well, yeah, but it was like 3 feet away from him.
Yeah, then
so he would have just got hit like... shit.
He would have been fine. But Pablo Picasso used to carry around a revolver, and anytime anybody was asking him questions about his paintings, he would just pull it out and just fire it right at him. It's filled with blanks.
What a gangster move. Don't ask me about my art.
That's why his paintings are so much, because like nobody can even figure anything out about him.
Too afraid.
They're just a mystery.
Too afraid.
They're like, go ask Picasso about his painting, man. Watch this.
Imagine being the art dealer that works for Picasso. You're like, I'm about to get these motherfuckers. I hate this dude.
Hey, go ask him about 3 paintings, man. Go ask him why he painted it.
I can imagine they're at auction. He's just sitting in the crowd. And the painting shall sell for 500,000. 600,000.
I've got one more. Khalid Mashal of the Jordanian branch chief of Hamas. That happened in September 25th of 1997.
Recent.
The would-be assassin was named Mossad, and it was retaliation for the July 1997 bombing of Mahane Yehuda Market in Jerusalem. What's wild about this story is that it was actually almost a successful assassination attempt, right?
As all were.
They were able to inject the poison directly into this man's ear.
Oh.
And the poison, which was meant to bring about immediate paralysis and lead to death, didn't work properly.
Oh, I read this one earlier.
So
Took a book from Mithridates.
They did paralyze him. Paralyzed him, fucking stuck him. And
They stuck him.
of the people that were, because there was 5 people involved in it, 2 of them were actually arrested. And as part of the deal of their release, the antidote was handed over, which was able to make it so that they were saved the life of the comatose Mashal. So they succeeded. They just didn't have real motherfuckers with them. They got caught up and they're like, here's the antidote.
So, what would we say we learned today from all these not successful assassinations?
If you want somebody dead, you gotta just fucking do it. You gotta shoot him or you gotta stab him.
We also learned that you really can't trust your friends.
Or the
Trust your
CIA.
friends. Maybe it might not be a bad idea to eat that random mushroom.
Oh, yeah. Okay. All right. So, no, you're right. We got to add that as a major thing to the list of what we learned today. We all learned that we should be making ourselves immune to poison.
Dude, what you learned is you're gonna kill a lot of people because nobody knows what the correct dosages are.
Well, look it up. Maybe get a doctor's help. But
Yeah, we don't have royalty doctors that are gonna be like, well, we're gonna research this and kill 17 peasants so we can learn how much you can.
They did do that.
How much can you
doctors, once you became king, did use a lot of prisoners as guinea pigs. I won't lie.
Yeah, they were like, eat this.
There was a lot of trial and error.
Give him a little bit less. Oh, he died too. Give him a little bit less. He died. Oh, he's just really sick. We'll do a little bit less than that and you'll be
Prisoners
good, man.
of wars make a lot of good test subjects. As bad as that is, they're really good for it.
I mean, that does not sound good, man.
I said it's bad.
we just take rapists and murderers and do human testing on them.
No, that's not what he said. He said prisoners of war.
I heard the prisoners of war. I'm pivoting. I'm trying to get my poison immunity up to 100%. You know what I'm saying?
They did learn to make a lot of new antidotes with it.
I take 0 poison damage, right? That's what I'm hoping for here. Well, I mean, I guess on that note, on the note of don't trust your friends, build up your poison immunity.
Watch out for old ladies.
Watch out for old ladies in the CIA, and that's not your Tipses, baby.
Peace.
Later.